Hi, welcome to the Cafe Bean Counter Knits podcast, episode 18. 18. My name is Jessica, and I'm coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona, where I live with my husband. You can find me on Instagram as Cafe Bean Counter Knits, and on Ravelry as Cafe Bean Knits. Today is Sunday, August 4th, 5th. I didn't write the date down. And I have a lot to show you guys. I have a couple of finished objects and a bunch of whips, and I have 2 giveaway winners to announce. So let's do the giveaway winners now, because I'm very excited. So the first winner is, and I'll pop it right here, is Texas Peach Knits. Stephanie, you won. Please send me your full name and mailing address, and I will send out the skein of yarn, one of the Yarnable skeins of yarn. If you prefer one over the other, please let me know, and I will get that out to you. The next winner is Kelly S. Also, please send me an email with your full name and address, and my email address is cafebeancounternits@gmail.com, and everything I talk about and my email will all be linked in the description box below. Okay, finished objects. I have 2. Oh, sock blockers. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. I've never had to splice a video together, so this should be interesting. But I forgot the sock blockers. They were sitting right over there. I switched to a different location, so hopefully lighting is okay. And I hope that it's quieter. Because on one side of my house we have our air conditioner, on the other side of the house we have our neighbor's air conditioner. And it seems like those are the places that I like to podcast. And since it's very warm in Arizona, it seems like everybody's AC will kick on in like the 20 or 30 minute span that I need to record. So, fingers crossed, there's no background noises and you can hear me just fine. Okay, the first finished object is some socks. This is the Contrast Blast Socks by Stephen West. Look at these. How pretty are these? Okay, so I did the recommended, I think, 25 rows of cuff. I did, I think, all the way down to here. Maybe it was clue 2. Oh, these aren't on the sock blocker very well. They fit me really good. I took a picture with them, but I think this was clue 1 up to here. Maybe this is clue 2. I can't remember, but yeah. 72 stitches. I did size 2. Yeah, I did size 2. The yarn I used was Moonglow Yarn Co. This was the Galentine sock set. This was Mandy's Makings in the colorway Razzle Dazzle. I love this. I might steal this part of the pattern and implement it into some of my heels, because I think that this is really, really cool. So yeah, I did do, as you can tell, I did do a left sock and a right sock, because you can see that these ones are going up that way and those ones are going this way. I love the toe definition. Look at that. Look how cool that is. It's like a broken rib with these cool little design down here. It was very cool. I don't know if they'll fit in my shoes. I haven't tried it yet. It's been very hot, so I'm not even going to try to attempt to wear any knitted socks at this point. So yeah, you can see this. How awesome is this? So that's my first finished object, and I finished these I think on July 29th or 30th, one of the two, right? It was the 28th I can't remember. And I got to enter them into the splash pad party. So that's exciting. Okay. My next finished object has been on the needles since April 2nd. And here we go. It's a muscle bra hat. And this is knit up in, I think it's Sundial Designs, and it was just their Simply sock. There was no colorway. But look at that. Look how pretty it looked. And it was so evenly distributed. The colors, the speckles, the variegation. It's just so evenly distributed. And let me show you guys how it works. You take one end and you put it inside of the other. I like to spin it around, kind of let it get in its spot. I'll try it on for you. I like to fold mine up sometimes. Or if you don't fold it up, you can kind of make it a little like slouchy. It's for my husband. But yeah, it turned out fantastic. And I finished this, I think, July 30th. And I got to enter this into Splash Pad Party as well. So see, it's really nice. It's got room for a ponytail, but my husband doesn't have a ponytail. But at least I know this size is really well. This was fingering weight. I did this on a size 2.5 maybe? Yeah, 2.5. My gauge, I think, I did an adult medium. I didn't measure it. I just stopped when I stopped for the decreases when I had 15 grams left. I think I ended up with 7 grams left total. And I'm going to put some of that into my Cozy Memories blanket. But yeah, hat is done. I was like, I had multiple projects going, and I thought, you know what are the 2 things I can finish? Because the socks were almost done. The hat, I was like, I can knock this out, because I was starting to do like 30 minutes of the hat, and I thought, you know what? Let's just kick this into high gear, and let's just get it done. So that's what I did. All right, those are my 2 finished objects that I have. I have several works in progress, and I'm going to pull them out of my little bag that's sitting over here. And these are socks for a coworker. And the yarn that I'm using is by Breaking Yarns. I believe I showed this to you before in one of my little yarn cozies. Breaking Yarn in the colorway Saul Goodman. And this is a half-finished object. I have another half-finished object too, I forgot to say. So, here we go. One done. This is 64 stitches, knit 2, purl 2. I think the last time I podcast I said I did 56, and then I thought about it and I said, you know what? I think that might be too small, even though she is tiny and dainty. I decided just to do 64, and I did a 3x1 rib on that. Slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset. And I wanted to tell you, so I think I did it in this one. Yeah. So in Helen Stewart's patterns, not giving anything away, but what she does that's pretty cool is the first round that you knit, you actually knit through the back loop of your gusset stitches, and it creates a really cool pickup on both sides. I feel like they're pretty even on both sides, and I think that's so cool, and I think I'm going to incorporate that going forward in all of my heel flap and gussets. So yeah, the little stitch markers, this is from Twin Mountain Handcrafts, and this one is from Charmed and Dangerous. I love it. So yeah, I have one done, and I have a little baby cuff. Yep. So those are the 2 that I have done. Or the one sock I have done, the 2 socks itself. It's being housed in this bag by Barley Pearls. So, funny story. I had this sock and another sock ready for the toe, and I was at work, and I had a third sock with me, which you'll see in the whips. And I was doing these on 9-inch circular. I was doing the other sock on 9-inch circular, and then I was doing the new sock cast on magic loop. I needed a magic loop needle to do the toe. So I was like, I thought about it for a while I was at work. And so what I did is I slipped all these stitches onto the magic loop. I moved everything over a little bit, slipped all of them on, took the 9-inch and slipped off the sock that I was working on, and then I did my toe during lunch one day last week. And I thought, that was genius, Jessica. That was genius. So just being resourceful with everything that I had, because I had all intentions of grabbing a 9-inch circular to do not 9-inch circular, a magic loop needle to do the toe and wash out the door, and forgot. So thank goodness I still had one with me. So that was whip number 1. All right. Whip number 2 is the Yarn Cozy for, oh, here it is. The Yarn Cozy for the month of August. And here's the yarn color. I love these blues and greens. Hopefully it's showing up, and hopefully my lighting is okay. So I just finished, I was working on this morning, and I like to get this to the point of just the pattern. So I got all my increases done, and now I am just scooting right along on this. I'm doing these on 9-inch. This says YO, yarn over, even though I'm not using it I'm just using it as a stitch marker. And this one is from Yank Your Yarn on Etsy, and I'll link her shop below. I got hers at a couple of the different yarn festivals. So this yarn is Southern Skeins, the Rudolph and Friends Advent that I've been doing for every month. Next up is, oh man, I forgot. It's okay. Sundial. I'm using Sundial Designs in the Speckled Splash, the Lillian Fields Pima Cotton. Here's the yarn. Okay. And here's the progress that I've made so far. Oh, everything is tangled. I think this is the s'mores or marshmallow. I'm so terrible. I should have looked beforehand. But if I think of it, I'll put it down here. But yeah, this is by the Kitchen Sink Shop. This is her dishcloth of the month. And she recommends size 2s, I think, or 3s. And I do mine on 5s because I like the gauge on a 5. So yeah. I am 1/3 of the way through. So that'll be some good dishcloth knitting. I'll have them done probably by next podcast. That's for sure. Both of these items are kind of being held in this bag. This beautiful bag by Ginger Snap Fibers. Ginger Snap Fibers. It's this little cactus bag. She gifted it to me at one point. It's so beautiful. It's a snap bag. You can snap it closed. So what I do with this is I keep my cotton dishcloth yarn in here, and I put my yarn cozies that I'm doing in here, and I use this bag every single month for that. I have it completely dedicated. It sits on the end table next to my chair, and that's what I use it for. Okay, so those are 2 other whips. We have a couple more whips. Getting there. Getting there. Been a busy little bee this week. So this one has a half finished object, but I finished these a while ago. You probably remember these. I finished these back in April sometime, or May. But I'm working on sock 2. I figured, you know what? I am going to try to get my sock whips completely knocked out for summer sock camp. And then, I don't know, you know, I was going through my scraps earlier today, like putting them in a new bin, and I thought, you know what would be cool if I hosted like a scrap, use your scraps September, like a scrap September. I think that would be pretty cool. Let me know if you think that that's a cool idea for a cal. I've never hosted a cal before, but I think that that would be pretty fun to use your scraps in September. Scraps S, September S. Just a thought. Anyways, I will show you where I am. So I did one repeat on the leg, just like I did this one, and then it's going to go into the heel. So funny story about this is I picked up a while back before they closed their shop these signature Needle Arts DPNs, and when I do this cool like design pattern right here, I use DPNs because I can't pull for Magic Loop, pull it through because it's so tight because of the wraps. Not to give anything away, but just saying I can't pull it through. So so silly, my brain wasn't thinking, and I thought I was doing Magic Loop, and I pulled the DPN all the way out from the back. I had to go back and pick up all my stitches. I was not doing Magic Loop, I was using the DPNs. So now they're on Magic Loop. I like to do Magic Loop for the heel, and I'll use Magic Loop for everything except for a couple of rounds when I'm doing the wraps for the daisy stitch. But yeah, other than that, that's what I'm doing. The yarn I'm using for this is Knit Picks Stroll. This is, I think this is Ash. No. Yeah, Ash. And this one is Patina. It's really pretty. Look at that. I really like this pattern. So I just have a couple of extra skeins here. This is in my copy bag from Stitching Plaza. As you can see, I like using bags from everybody. I do. Very much so. All of them have different bags that I'm using. So this one, my goal is to finish by the end of July. Same thing with the breaking yarn socks. Okay, next whip is in this beautiful bag that is an acquisition too from Mountain State Stitches. This one is my DVD socks for this month. Desert Vista Dye Works. I'm trying to find the tag. This one is Rainbow Caterpillar on her Viso base. I'll show you the yarn. So this is the main self-striping, and this is the mini Rainbow Caterpillar. This is like the dirt. I love this. I love this so much. And here's what I have so far. I love the 1x1 twisted rib. I love that. So I did that for the cuff. And then I'm doing the Cold Brew socks by Allison of Lofty Loops. I love this so much. It's so addicting to try to do a stripe. So yeah, these were the ones that I had the Magic Loop needle on that I took off to use for the other two socks. So I have one more that I have a half finished object that I will show you next. But yeah, these will be done by the end of the month. These are my August Desert Vista Dye Works. So I've already done 7 months and we're going on to month 8. We got this. I think I'm only going to participate this year. I think next year I have goals for like my Freckled Whimsy and my Mandy's Making Coffee Club sock sets. I'm going to do challenges myself. Alright, next up is in another bag by Ginger Snap Fibers. I love this one. So pretty. This one's a zip one. The other one was a snap. I like both. This one's pretty deep too, as you can see. So this one I have a half finished object. And this is the Seed Pod Socks. Oh, you can see this really good on here now. By Helen Stewart. This is from Twin Mountain Handcrafts. A little bean, coffee bean. This yarn is Keenan hand dyed, and in the teal with a kiss, it's 75/25, and it's hand dyed in Rudyard, Michigan. Here's the yarn in a cake. You know, it's funny, I caked it in 250-gram cakes, but then I ended up starting the second sock from the same cake. So I may end up running out of yarn, we'll see, and have to use the other cake. I just realized that. I didn't realize I actually did that. That's so funny. Why would I do that? But it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. I haven't weighed these, so I don't know how much they are, but I love that it's a beautiful texture. Heel flap and gusset. These are a gift for a special friend. So I can't wait for these to be done. Second one, we got a cuff. Got a cuff. And now that we have a cuff, I'm going to do the pattern, and then it'll be just mindless stockinette all the rest of the way down. So that'll be really nice. Really nice, like I'm going to go card knitting or what have you. So yeah, that's another whip. Okay, last and final whip. Kind of pulled out of a semi-hibernation. I don't remember when I started this shawl. But this is the Stillness shawl by Helen Stewart. Yep, I'm on a Helen Stewart kick this year. And here we go. Look at that, you guys. So I think last time I talked to you, I was probably in the middle of the lace. Probably showed this. I was in the middle of the lace section. So I did finish the lace, and then I did the stripes. This is about 43% done, according to the pattern. Doing this to pattern, I'm using size 6s. This is fingering weight. This is using Moonglow Yarn Co. yarn. I believe this is Mermaid Lagoon, this dark blue. I believe Mermaid, no. One of these is Saltwater Taffy and the other one is, Mermaid something. It's like the seafoamy green color, which is like this one right here. Right here. Oh, I can't remember what it was. Because I know one of them is Saltwater Taffy, which I think that's the pink one. I don't remember what this one is. But I will put it down here if I remember to. So yeah, I am working through this one. This one is housed in a bag from Front Range Bags. I believe I got this at the Mountain and Fiber Festival in Santa Fe. And this yarn is in here. Let's see if we can see it. Yep. This yarn is yarn that I frogged my Stephen West mystery shawl from last October. So I'm kind of working through that. And I'm loving this pattern. The lace, I had to pay attention, but then as I was doing it more and more, I understood exactly where I needed to have my yarn overs. At one point, I was off by one stitch and I had to tink back and I figured out where I missed the yarn over. So, because with lace, you gotta figure it out. So there was I think 260 stitches or something like that on the needles, and it was crazy. But yeah, that's my last and final whip. I've been giving it, trying to do 2 to 4 rows a day. So hopefully I'm on, I think, clue 4 of the pattern. I could show you kind of what it looks like. I have the pattern printed out. No, I'm starting clue 3. So this is what it'll look like when it's done. My printer put streaks, so I'm sorry. But yeah. And I carry my whips around in this cool Flagstaff wool and Fiber Festival bag. I just stick all of them in there and take them with me upstairs, downstairs, in the car. So I always have something to work on. So I love doing that. All right, next up, acquisitions. So the first acquisition, I will try not to wrinkle, is minis. This is the Moonglow Yarn Co. Pineapple Sunset sock set, mini set. Hopefully there's not too much of a glare on there. Oh, I love the yellows, I love the pinks, I love the purples. It's so good. That's why I had to have it. I'm not sure what I'm going to make with it yet, but if you have any ideas, let me know. It's 120 grams. Maybe a cowl. That would be pretty. Although I'm not a cowl person, so I have to think about that. Next up, Freckled Whimsy had some Christmas yarn, and so I picked up Peppermint Mocha. This is on our Splendid 8515 base, which I haven't had a chance to knit with yet, but it feels incredible. And it's a 7-stripe repeat. Okay, next item up is the Mandy's Making Coffee Shop Club. And this month's coffee shop featured was Uncommon Grounds, and this is on her 7525. I love the greens and copper. I don't know, can you see the green right here? Yeah. So I love that. I love getting the coffee shop ones. I'm going to figure out something next year with a coffee shop. I'm going to put my thinking cap on. The next one, and I'm not sure if I showed you these because they were sitting on my computer desk, my work desk, but I got from Twill and Print these little cute stitch markers. This one is fall leaves with a cup of coffee, and this one is a little sunflower. They're row counters. You can move this wheel and it'll change your row every time. I think these were so cute. So I saw these, that Amy from Noble Character Crafts had these, and I thought, that's so cool. I'm gonna have to go check them out. And I did. She had a bunch of different kinds, and I picked one. So if I showed that before, I'm sorry. I just don't remember. Next purchase is Round Mountain Fibers. And this is on her Alder Fingering, and it's an 80/20, and these are both 50 grams. This one is called Caterpillar Blue, and this one is Cohosh Blue. And maybe I'll make stripy socks with this. I don't know. She was having, or they were having a flood relief sale, and so I was like, I'm gonna help them, because typically they only usually wholesale to like local yarn shops. So I decided that, oh cool, I could buy directly from them, and that's awesome, because when I was back in Indiana, one of the local yarn shops carries her yarn, or their yarn. I'm not sure if it's a he, she, or they, so I don't want to misspeak. It looks like this yarn is grown in Australia, New Zealand, and spun in Canada, and hand-dyed in Vermont using greener shades, dye, organic processing, and free of heavy materials. That's very cool. I didn't even know that. I just read this on the back while I was holding it. So cool. It was a good support, a good thing to support them for the flood, because they had a lot of flooding in Vermont. Next up is not anything I purchased. I happen to be one of the lucky winners from Kay the Crazy Sock Ladies Summer Sock Camp, and I won the perfect prize. You guys, this is Little Squirreled yarn, pink, purple, and blue. My colors. You know, I'm surprised this hasn't jumped on my needles yet, because I just want it so bad. But I have goals, so you will see this in the future. She also sent over in the prize pack 2 coffee stitch markers. Aren't they cute? By 3 by the Sea. They're so cute. I can't wait to start using them. Also, the card that she sent had cactuses on it from Arizona, like Arizona. I thought that was so cute. It was a perfect touch. Sorry if you can hear the air that kicked on. It's unavoidable. Anyways, that is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much to everybody who has liked, subscribed, commented. Congratulations to the winners. Please email me at cafebeancounternets@gmail.com and I will get your prize sent out to you. I do need to do a post office run next week, so send those over, and I hope everybody is having a wonderful week. Talk to you later. Bye.